Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for the Bishop's annual appeal this year is Open Your Heart, Open a Door. Bishop Zarama has been inspired by the passage in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20, where the Lord says, "Here I stand, knocking at the door. And if anyone hears me calling and opens the door, I will, I will enter the house." And what this means for us is that God will be with us in our giving. Today, I, Yaroslav Folda, am standing together with Bishop Zarama, and we're knocking on your door, asking you to open your heart and make a charitable contribution to the BAA. Let us join the bishop to support the BAA in solidarity with the people of our diocese, as we've done every year since this appeal started in 1978. As you know, by working together with contributions from all 81 parishes, excuse me, and 14 missions, it makes it possible for the bishop to provide essential services and programs in the diocese that no one parish could provide on their own. So in the letter, there's the letter you'll be receiving. In the letter the bishop is sending us, he identifies the 5 main service and program areas which the BAA supports. Taken together, they are so important for the life and future of our diocese. And in making my contribution to the BAA, I'm happy to support all 5 where the funding will go. But let me just say that at this particular moment, the one that is most important to me personally, the one that inspires me to want to give the most, is the first one he mentions. Our bishop is asking us to support the marginalized and vulnerable in our diocese through BAA-sponsored outreach programs. Now, I submit that this is also what in recent days the Cardinal Archbishop McElroy of Washington, D.C. has been speaking about, and the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, Marianne Budde, has been speaking about, namely supporting the marginalized and vulnerable on a national level. For us here in North Carolina, the bishop's annual appeal gives us the opportunity to support the marginalized and vulnerable in our diocese by making a meaningful and impactful charitable gift. So the bishop is knocking on our door and asking all of us to open our hearts and put the gospel in action. The gospel in action is service. And one important way we serve is by giving. And I'm sure you realize that here in the United States, we have this admirable tradition, what we might call a culture of charitable giving, that the BAA is part of. And for us, the BAA is a special campaign for charitable giving for several reasons. First, the BAA gives us the unique opportunity to give each year to help meet the ever-present challenge of helping our church grow and develop its ministry. Second, the bishop's appeal at the start of February is the first and effectively the only major new charitable campaign of the new year. So when we give to the BAA, we get off to a really good start for the year, and we're all hopeful that 2025 will turn out to be a really good year. Third, we all know that charity begins at home. And when we give to the bishop's appeal, our dollars stay locally in our parish and region in the Diocese of Eastern North Carolina. Fourth, and finally, I can say personally that I firmly believe in the BAA because the money raised is spent in such worthy causes and only for such worthy causes close to home. Now, as for what your meaningful charitable gift should be, please let me just offer a couple of things to consider. First, in any given year, there are so many worthy causes. So we have to prioritize. And on my personal list, the BAA is one of the most important special donations I make in any year. a top priority. I hope you will make the bishop's annual appeal a top priority on your list as well. Second, when you think about what to give, I hope you'll do it in a spirit of generosity, concern, and compassion. As an example of concern and compassion, of helping the marginalized and vulnerable, I think of the story of the great Saint Martin of Tours. I've mentioned this story to you before. Martin, a son of a soldier, Martin, who was a Roman centurion in the 4th century, was out riding on a cold winter day. When he reached the gates of the city of Amiens in France, he noticed a poor naked beggar by the side of the road who was shivering in the cold. Filled with concern, Martin took his sword and cut his warm cloak in half, giving it to the man out of compassion for his suffering. Our version of this inspiring story will no doubt be a little different. Like, for example, giving something to a homeless person by the side of the road when stopped at a traffic light. But we can certainly share some of the same concern and compassion for those in need. I ask you to think of your BAA contribution inspired by that same spirit of concern and compassion. And please be generous. Remember, the future of our rapidly growing diocese depends on it. So, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your thoughtful consideration of what I've had to say. As we all know, Newman is an active, dynamic, engaged, and supportive Catholic faith community with a generous spirit. All of us here at Newman know this, and responding to the bishop's appeal is a great way to demonstrate it. So, in closing, let me invite you to join me in making our BAA contributions. And please be as generous as possible. Please do it right now, as soon as you receive your brochure in the mail. Again, thank you so much.